Probably, for long enough. The second half was obviously a lot better, and I was really disappointed how we started the game. It just looked like we were trying to, do it the easy way, or not really sort of grit our teeth and get down and get dirty. I thought, we're just looking to score points the easy way, and so I was really disappointed with our defence to start the game, to be quite honest. And having said that, I thought some of our attack was really good. At the end, we end up scoring a good amount of points, and I think we left a few out there from a little bit of, I thought the Titans scrambled really well. I know how many times perhaps got a one-on-one just around the ankles or got the back of his jumper or shorts or whatever. So I think our attack was pretty good after we settled down and realised that you just can't try and do the big things before you do a lot of the little things right, and we were just trying to score points without, putting the thought and the effort into it, and doing what we do well, doing what we know works for us. So I think we were trying to take a few shortcuts there. We certainly never spoke about doing that, but obviously it's a bit of a mental thing, and we'll have a bit of a chat about that in our review. But I was obviously happy with the way they really steadied the ship. I thought our spine done a terrific job tonight. They're only a young crew. Obviously, take out Cameron, then you got Brady. I thought that probably had his best game of the season tonight, and usually he's just a real footy player. And he's, I know how many tries he had, but he had a great game, and Paps was really busy on the ball. A heap of runs. So I thought they really did a good job after our rocky start to steady the ship and get the job done.
I wanted to ask about Brody. Does he come into the game more when, I guess, Munster's not here? Do you feel like he felt freed up to take control, and how do you get that balance right?
Yeah, it's always when you've got a couple of new guys, like, obviously Munster's more experienced than older, but, they both basically come in the halves together, or into our team in the halves together, where, Munster played a bit of fullback before that. So, it's not easy to get that balance right, I suppose. But having said that, tonight, obviously Brady was, I suppose, the main caller, but, usually, as I said, he's just a real footy player. He can see some opportunities, and when he sees opportunity, he calls the ball. So, and that's what we want those guys to do. So, I think, as you say, I think Brady probably took a little bit more control there tonight. But, as I said, it's a balanced thing that we need to keep working on. And but like I say, I was real happy with the way those three young blokes played.
The week after, the game after losing your coach can be a tricky one for the opponent. Do you think that might have contributed to that start you were saying was a bit of a mental thing? Do you think that?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that during the week. At the end of the day, that's it's not our business, and it's something that Titans had to go through, and so we were just we had our usual preparation. It was a little bit different in that we didn't have some of our Origin players there, and a few people said, perhaps we didn't treat the Gold Coast with respect, with resting those players. But we would have rested those players last week. And you go back the last 3 or 4 years after the last Origin, our Origin players have played the 3 games. That's when we've rested them. But because it was Cameron's 400 last week, it was they all, as I could understand, all wanted to play in that. We just put it off a week, and it worked out pretty good. There's travel up here as well besides the game. So. But like I say, we didn't talk about the Titans having a new coach this week, or what happened to Garth or whatever. So we just knew that we'd run into a pretty committed team, and we did early in the game. And I thought we didn't make some real opportunities. I thought they scrambled really well. As I said, I don't know how many times Paps got just one round the ankles as he was about to go through. So I thought they were really committed with their scramble.
Just generally on the ladder at the moment, I think Sterlo this morning said it's a 4-horse race already, that no one other outside the top 4 can win it. I'm guessing that you don't see it that way. It's probably pretty open still.
Yeah, this competition, anyone can beat anyone on a given day, and you get closer towards the end of the season, and there's there's a lot of things that can go with you. There's some things that can go against you, you know. So at the end of the day, we just sort of take it week by week, and you know, we know we're getting closer to the finals, and you know, we're trying to fine tune a few things for that. But you know, it'll come a day, and I don't know whether I'll suit, but I probably will. You know, there'll come a day when eighth will come up and win it. You know, just a lot of things will go right around finals time, and a lot of things will go right through finals time. You know, so yeah, at the end of the day, obviously it gives you a great advantage if you finish in the top 4. Gives you an even bigger advantage if you finish in the top 2. But having said that, you know, you're still in the race if you finish from 5th to 8th, and like I say, at some stage in our history, it'll happen.
How do you manage the next 7 weeks, Ray? I'm sure you're not a guy to take the foot off the pedal, but are you conscious of the load on guys and hitting the finals time healthy and fit as opposed to?
Yeah, what's healthy and fit? You know, obviously the healthy thing is really important. You know, someone's carrying a minor injury, and we think we can benefit from giving them a week off. You know, we'll do that. But you know, some players don't respond so well to time off. You know, even a little example there. You know, this afternoon, like Brandon Smith didn't train all week. He had the flu, and he done a little bit of the captain's run yesterday. But you know, he said, "I'm right to play. I want to play." And his first spell today, he said, "I can't remember the last time I was fatigued at that." And you know, we were up in the box of coaches, and you could see he was fatigued after about 10 minutes. Where you know, you usually wind him up, he just keeps going until he comes off. You know, so you just got to, you know, and I'm pretty sure, you know, that the flu might have had a little bit to do with it, took some out of him, but he said he felt, you know, great before the game. But you know, sometimes when some players don't respond so well when they have a week off training, and there's sometimes when guys really respond well, you know, if they have a day or a couple of days off, you know, during the week. So we're trying to get that right. You know, we're in a pretty good position at the moment to do that if we want to do it. But you know, sometimes there's a real fine line between giving them too much of a rest or putting them in too much cotton wool, and then you know, some guys just really you know, respond well when they keep going, and you know, they don't have a whole heap of time off. So you know, trying to get that. You know, we're obviously our older players, we're sort of aware of what those guys, which ones do respond and which ones don't. But it's a bit of a test when you've got, you know, some younger blokes that, you know, we're looking to do that too as well.
I guess from a Gold Coast point of view, we can see a familiar face in Max King out there with the warm-up and whatnot. I mean, what have you made of him so far? And I guess how far away, you know, before he might get an opportunity? Yeah,
well, he was, you know, he was one ruck forward away being in today, and yeah, he's a terrific kid. You know, he's gone. I met him, you know, just as we signed him, and you know, I really, you know, I liked to meet him before we actually agreed to anything, and you know, I was more keen to sign him after meeting him because you know, he's a terrific young kid, and I could just tell he, you know, he's a hard worker and he wants to be successful, you know. So and that's what he's done down there. There's a few things, you know, that we do a little bit differently, I suppose, like all teams do. But he's really trying to, you know, buy into that, and you know, we're really impressed with the way he's been trained, and we're been impressed with the way he's played, you know, with East in a couple of games. So I'm pretty sure before the end of the year he'll get an opportunity. But you know, coming to us halfway through the year, it's probably, you know, it is hard to, if we don't have too many injuries, to get in that starting side. But where we'll get a real benefit is for next year. He'll have a bit of a head start. So, but he's fit in really well with the guys, and as I said, he's a really hard worker, real decent kid, and yeah, he's settled in real well.
Craig, it's not often the wingers go 6 years between tries. Was Shandor, how much of a risk was he for you to bring into the club? What kind of a reward is that for him today? I know he's been in the back of the team a couple of times, but see him score a try like that.
Yeah, it's probably one of the feel-good things about, you know, coaching and being involved in the footy club, when you see what he's been through and, you know, score a try. You know, I suppose the biggest, you know, thrill for me was, you know, when he actually played against the Cowboys. That was his first game, you know, for 6 years, and so to actually play in that game, and you know, he'd be the first to admit that probably wasn't his best game, but he's had 2 since, and he's been outstanding, you know. And so to score that try today, you know, that's wonderful reward for a guy that's hasn't complained about what happened to him. You know, he took it on the chin and you know, didn't get dirty with the world. And he come back and he worked really hard. And then, you know, first couple of weeks back I think it was about 6 weeks back with us in the pre-season, he done his knee. So, but just by the way he worked and his attitude around the club, we wanted to give him another chance. Now, whether he was going to be good enough, you know, with footy-wise, to be quite honest, we weren't quite sure because he had been out of the game a lot and then have a ACL injury. Basically made it 5 years, you know, so that's a long time to be out of our game, and, you know, the game evolves, changes. But, you know, you can't, the one thing with Shandor, you cannot doubt the amount, well, his work ethic, but also his attitude to doing the team things and wanting good things for the team. Even when you know, he's not in the team, you know, he's still, you know, coming up with ideas, and he'll share his ideas, and just the enthusiasm that he shows at training, you know, is outstanding. And you know, he's you know, he's really developing into a really good leader in our clubs. You know, like I say, it's unfortunate he probably missed the best period that would have been his footy career. But like I say, he's not looking back at that. He's just looking forward and working really hard. And we're just he's really happy to be part of our club, and we're real happy to have him in our club.
Can I just ask quickly, Joe Stimson's on report, I guess, for the same thing that Christian Welch got suspended for. What are you making of the crackdown? Yeah,
you know, at the end of the day, I don't think there was too much in that. And 4 weeks ago, I don't think anything would have happened there. But because they're nailing down on it, you know, you just can't do it. So I didn't have a close look at it. I just seen it out the back. You know, Joey's not a guy to go out, you know, trying at someone. So he didn't think it was too late. I just spoke to him and asked, but I'll have a look at it. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things they're nailing down on, and, you know, you just need to be careful there. You know, they have to have the ball when you hit them, you know, and if you don't, you're going to come in for a little bit of strife. So that's not ideal for us. You know, he's been a real good player for us. You know, he had a bit of a disrupted pre-season, but yeah. So, but anyway, hopefully, you know, I don't think there was that much force in it either. So hopefully he will get away with just the penalty, but. As I said, you know, they're coming down hard on them, so we'll just have to see what happens.
Are you clear on what's too late? Yeah.
I think it's really hard. Like, sometimes you can slow it down on TV and that looks late, but it's slow motion. You know, sometimes I think we just got to take in consideration. You know, you're out there playing, you're under fatigue, you're under pressure. Is late that late? You know, so yeah. So as I say, I only seen it the once, and. You know, I didn't think there was too much in it. And a month ago, it probably wouldn't have got mentioned, but, you know, because of the crackdown, he got penalised. So hopefully that's all you'll get for it. And, you know, it's a good lesson learned for him, and hopefully a good one for the rest of our players.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.